I get it. It has the word sex. So it's gotta be about sex, right? Well, yeah, but not that kind of sex. Oh no, transsexual means that I am changing my physical sex from male to female. I'm not trying to get laid. I didn't go through years of therapy and all these hormones just so I can try to get some tail. And also, to throw a wrench into this wheel of nonsensical thought, I am an asexual transsexual, meaning I am not interested in sex at all. Even in my teen years, never really came across on my radar. And right now, I'd rather read a good book or play a video game than have sex. So yeah, it's not about getting laid. It's about one's identity. So take your fetish elsewhere. This is a really common one. People say that being transgender is a choice. First of all, why would somebody choose a life of pain and grief and face a lot of ridicule and being bullied and chance of losing friends and family? And the reason is not because it's a choice or if it's just some parting fancy like, oh, this will be neat, I guess I'll get a sex change today because I'm bored. It's not a choice. Just like being gay or lesbian is not a choice, or being left or right-handed is not a choice. I mean, sure, you can try to fight against it, but all you do is bring more hurt and suffering and pain. Try writing with your other hand. And people might be like, oh, but I'm ambidextrous. Yeah, but some people identify as male and female, so. And I think partially there is a choice. The choice that I had was end up dead or transition. I attempted to take my life sometimes in the past, and I got to a point where it's like, you know, I should just transition because what's going on now is not working. Trying to run away is not going to work. So it's not a choice. A lot of media attention lately has been focused on transgender children. And I remembered where I used to work, there was a discussion in the break room when everyone was saying, well, they're too young to know for sure if they're like this. And I tried to explain to them, and they were like, well, I don't think that's correct. And I was like, wait, raise your hand here, who's getting a sex change? I think I would know. I knew at the age of 5. And I know many other transgender people who've known from a very early age. Many people transition later in life not because they just discovered, but it was because they didn't think they had the option to do so earlier, or they had the strength or courage to do. So those kids who say they are a girl or a guy, you should listen to them. It is something that I knew instinctually myself, that I was a girl. And I'm sure there's many other trans kids out there who know for a fact. And you might be saying, well, not sure, it's such a huge step to take hormones. Well, one of the things is that if you put on testosterone blockers, all that does is postpone puberty. So, what you consider a guy who is a girl, and if they're put on te- um, testosterone blockers, all it does is postpone puberty until you add estrogen. So, there's still a turning back point. Nothing's hard written in stone about the transition processes up to the surgery. You know what? I think, even cisgenders out there, I think there was very sure things. I bet, even as a kid, they knew whether they were a boy or a girl. Nobody had to really ever tell you that. So it's just like trans kids. They know if they're a boy or a girl. And you might be saying, it might just be a phase. Phases don't last for years. They don't chop it off. Essentially, they turn an outie into an innie using the skin and the parts there to recreate a vagina. And most of the people just focus on this aspect of transition. Everyone forgets the laser, the hormones, electrolysis, all the other things. Everyone else just thinks you get the surgery and that's it. You know what? Hormones do most of the work. That's how I got these, and that's how everything else has changed. So this whole thing about whether you got it cut off or not, you know what? If only it was that easy.